Over the past few decades, there has been a growing concern about the shrinking middle class in America. Despite the overall growth in the economy, the middle class has been struggling to keep up. So, let's dive in and explore the reasons behind this trend. 1. One of the main reasons for the decline of the middle class is income inequality. The income gap between the rich and the poor has been widening since the 1980s. According to a report by the Pew Research Center, the share of households in the middle-income tier has declined from 61% in 1971 to 52% in 2019. Meanwhile, the share of households in the upper-income tier has increased from 14% to 20% during the same period. Many argue that the economic policies implemented by Republicans and President Ronald Reagan in the 1980s, which aimed to reduce government regulation on corporations, lower taxes for the wealthy, and increase defense spending, meant to stimulate growth, is the direct cause of income inequality. However, while the economy did experience significant growth during the 1980s, much of this growth went to the top 1% of earners, while the incomes of the middle and working classes stagnated. While high-income earners got significant tax cuts including a reduction in the top marginal tax rate from 70% to 28%, the working class saw increases. For example, in 1983, the Social Security payroll tax rate was increased from 6.7% to 7.65%, which increased the tax burden on working-class families, and additionally, some states and localities increased sales taxes and property taxes during this time. 2. Another factor contributing to the decline of the middle class is the decline in unionization. Unionized workers are more likely to have higher wages and better benefits. However, union membership has been declining over the past few decades. In 1983, 20% of American workers were union members, but by 2020, that number had dropped to just 10.8%. Many blame the policies of the Republican Party for the decline in unionization through policies such as right-to-work laws and opposition to collective bargaining, their war on unions. Right-to-work laws, which are currently in place in 27 U.S. states, allow workers to opt out of union membership and payment of union dues, even if they work in a unionized workplace. Critics of these laws argue that they weaken unions by reducing their membership and revenue, which makes it more difficult for them to negotiate for better wages and benefits on behalf of workers. 3. Technological advancements have also played a role in the decline of the middle class. Automation and globalization have led to the displacement of jobs in manufacturing and other industries. These jobs were once a major source of employment for middle-class workers. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the manufacturing sector has seen a decline in employment since the 1980s, with the number of jobs in this sector dropping from around 19 million in 1980 to around 12 million in 2020. A study by the Center for Business and Economic Research at Ball State University found that automation was responsible for 87% of the manufacturing job losses in the United States between 2000 and 2010. Other studies have estimated that anywhere from 9% to 25% of jobs in the United States are at high risk of being automated in the coming years. 4. The cost of living has also been increasing faster than wages, making it harder for middle-class families to maintain their standard of living. The cost of healthcare, housing, and education have all increased significantly over the past few decades. This has made it harder for families to save for retirement, pay off debt, or invest in their children's education. The cost of living in the United States has increased significantly since 1980, with the CPI rising by around 246% over this time period. The cost of healthcare has risen more rapidly than other categories, with healthcare prices increasing by around 818% between 1980 and 2021, and the cost of education has also increased significantly, with college tuition and fees increasing by around 1,383%. According to the National Low-Income Housing Coalition, the national average rent for a two-bedroom apartment has increased by around 72% since 1980, along with significant increases in the cost of transportation. In conclusion, the decline of the middle class has been a growing concern in America for several decades. Income inequality, declining unionization, technological advancements, and increasing cost of living are all contributing factors. The middle class has been the backbone of the American economy, and its decline could have far-reaching consequences. As policymakers and businesses consider the future, it's important to keep the health of the middle class in mind. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative videos.